And the honour of leading the side went to Kelvin Moore, the 20th player in league history to notch up 300 games. Many years ago, Collingwood invariably slaughtered Hawthorn, but the Hawks went into this afternoon's match with their best ever winning streak against the Woods, winning their last 5 encounters. Today, Collingwood had to win to retain hopes of the double chance. For Hawthorn, a loss only would be a dent to their confidence, as they now can't lose second spot on the premiership ladder. This afternoon, the honour of leading the Hawks onto the field naturally went to Kelvin Moore, the 20th player to join the coveted 300 club. Last year, an injury in the 19th round ultimately cost him a place in the grand final. Earlier this year, he collided with Russell Morris, his teammate, and got a broken jaw. It looked then he might not never reach the 300-game goal. With Matthews, Knights and Tuck out of today's side, the honour was left to Kelvin to lead the Hawks in round 21, a vital game for them and a vital game for Collingwood. Moore has represented Victoria 13 times and certainly one of the great fullbacks in modern-day VFL football. We'll be going to Princes Park for some exciting action from the third quarter in just a moment.
If you think all small cars are just about the same, you're just about right. Same styling, performance, price. But if you think one small car just has to be a little better, you're absolutely right. Nissan Pulsar, sedan and hatch. The small car that stands out from the flock.
Nearly 2/3 of Australia's oil and gas comes from Bass Strait. Oil is part of almost everything we use, from the boots which stop our feet getting cold, to the flask which keeps our coffee hot. It gives us something to sit on and keeps us switched on to the world. To save importing oil, Esso are exploring for and developing oil and gas in Australia, both of which are vital in making products we all depend on.
When I discovered Homestead Hardware, my life became a lot easier. Homestead Hardware made easy. Look at this sit chrome tool set. Every tool a handyman could want for $239. You can't beat that. This Alex Super Tool, perfect for engraving, grinding and buffing, just $25. Homestead Hardware made easy. You'll find a Father's Day gift for your dad at every Homestead Hardware store. Homestead Hardware made easy.
Our replay tonight from Princes Park begins at the 18.5-minute mark of the third quarter. And we pick up play now with Collingwood leading by 6 points.
57, 18.5 minutes gone of the third quarter. Short pass finally comes out that time to Byrne. It's okay, it's marked here by Russo. Russo's hand passes over to Morris, in a bit of trouble, but shrugs Gary Shaw off his grab. Kicked off the ground by Loveridge, a chance for Turner to mark, and he does it centre half back. This is Turner, goes for a short pass, over to Wellen. Oh, he's put him under hammer there, and down he goes. This gives Curran a chance to give it a DP at a minute ago. A hand pass coming to Robertson. Robertson gets around his opponents, a hand pass back to Richardson. This could be a goal this time as he straightens up and fires, and he's put it through for a goal. That's his first, and scores dead level.
Great goal by Russell Green.
8 goals, 15-63 Hawthorn to Collingwood, 9-9-63 also.
Allen copped a pretty hefty bump. I think it was from Brereton.
It was a bad pass over there to Allen and put him under all the trouble in the world. Gully, instead of going directly at the goals, he had no hope that time.
Robertson onto Green. Green usually a very good kick. He's a long kick, and about 35 metres out, Green made no mistake. Approaching the 20-minute mark now of the third quarter on Sevens Big League. Scores at dead level, 63 points each of 2. Knocked down by Byrne that time, trying to find Green. He gets rolled over at the crucial moment. A chance for the Magpies. Avon is slung, loses control. Kicked off the ground by Robertson. Back to Rains, who's been fairly quiet. To Tony Shaw, onto Richardson. Not a good hand pass to Gary Shaw, but he's good enough to gain possession. He can score from there. Can he make it 3 goals? Not that time. Through for 1 point. Collingwood lead by that margin. 64 plays 63 at Princes Park. Kelvin Moore to bring the ball back into play, playing game number 300. Looking for a lead across the half-back line. All players are covered. Moore will have to go long. He'll come the defensive side. A long kick. Fellows is there, Burns there with him. Fellows got a hand to it. McCarthy sidesteps nicely. The hand pass is not on. The kick dropping a little bit short in towards centre field. In goes Payton. Socket off the ground and well by Curran up towards right half forward. It's a loose ball. Plenty of players chasing. Loveridge should get there first. He does. Out towards Russo. Russo onto Robertson. Robertson in the pocket. A chance to level the scores if he can kick it behind. If he can get a goal, Hawthorn lead by 5. But a pretty good game. Collingwood's tackling has been excellent this afternoon. The leader's on, Judge marks, but of course he's right on the boundary line. Need to be a pretty good kick to get a goal from there. Neville Shaw coming off to be replaced by Barham. Judge fires at goal. Oh, it's right across the face of goal, I think, and out of bounds on the full. So no luck for Hawthorn with that shot. Collingwood still lead by 1 point. Free kick going to David Cloak. Cloak at right back pocket. Byrne in front and marks. Byrne decides to play on. Why, heaven knows, but it gets back to DP Domenico. Bertie's long shot in towards the 10-metre square. Plenty of high flyers. None can bring the ball down. A real stack-up develops, and the umpire has decided on a bounce.
22 minutes gone of the third quarter. A point the difference in favour of Collingwood there, 64-63. A ball up about 15 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Payton grabs that one, a hand pass back to Robertson, a snap at goal, but McCormick's in the way to take the mark. McCormick goes for a pass out wide, looking for range. He's been well covered all day. There's a great mark to Green. Certainly been out of the picture. DP Domenico back to Green. He's okay, straightens up, fires at the goal, but he's off target, and it'll be through for a point, so scores dead level again. 64 plays 64. 22 and a half minutes gone. Waiting on McCormick. It's been a top game here today. Neither side can get the break. Chance for Byrne and Morris, but Morris doing a great job today. Takes that mark round about the half-forward line. Good distance out from goal. It's a high kick. Oh, there's just about a mark. It'll go to Payton. I think he's going to pay it. Oh, positioned himself beautifully for that one.
Great mark, that.
Not noted for his high marking, Payton, but he certainly snatched that one out of the air. And he's only about 25 to 30 metres out directly in front. This could put them in front by a goal. There she is on its way, and he's threaded that through the middle, a goal. So it's Hawthorn in front now. 9 goals, 16, 70 points to Collingwood, 9-10, 64.
To better understand the extraordinary value of a TAA Take 7 holiday to the Gold Coast, just close your eyes.
Take 7. Take 7. Take 7.
Take 7 to the Gold Coast. For details, talk to your travel agent or TAA, the friendly way.
In Europe, company cars bear prestige names. Australia is long overdue for its own world-class company car. At last, it has one. With refinements like warm cloth seats, FM stereo, automatic transmission, power steering, and an optional new fuel-injected engine. World-class Holden Commodore Executive, a new breed of company car.
Footy finals. Time for the Suns Finals Fever Bingo. There's $100,000 to be won, so look for this card only in Monday Sun. That's the only place you'll get one. Scratch off the numbers published every day in the Sun, match 3, and bingo, you're a winner. There's a new game every week for 8 weeks. So get your Sun on Monday for your only chance to get a Finals Fever Bingo card and get scratchy. Sun.
Nobody knows Ferraris like the man who makes them. But Enzo Ferrari knows that a car's handling can only be as good as the grip in its tires. That's why he specifies Goodyear grip. Mr. Ferrari's reputation rides on it.
Fitting Goodyear NCTs is the surest way to improve the handling and safety of your car.
Get Goodyear grip.
Sunday, way down cellar. The boys are after the evidence.
Wait here.
Then a lucky discovery.
Come here, look! It's money.
Way Down Cellar, concluding this Sunday at 6:30 on 7's Wonderful World of Disney.
On 7th Big League, it's time now for our TAB footy bet competition. We're going to be showing you a number. If that number corresponds, or time should I say, to the time on your TAB ticket, then be quick on the phone. 268-2174 is the telephone number to ring. 268-2174 in our TAB footy bet competition. And the first two viewers on the phone will be $250 richer with the compliments of NEC. Let's go back now to the match in the third quarter at Princes Park, and Hawthorn leading by the narrow margin of 6 points.
7's Big League from Princes Park. It's Hawthorn leading now by 70 points to 64.
Byrne doing a great job on the ruck, gets it over to Wallace, and Hawthorn go back into attack. It's punched away that time from Payton. Deep here to Menigo, taps it on. Finally, it's grabbed here now by Curran. He's grabbed, but steers clear, snaps at goal. Hawthorn starting to get their run on, but McCormick's in the way to take the mark down there in the back pocket position. As I said before, it's been a tough game. Neither side can get the break. Hawthorn front by 6 points. There's a kick short. Oh, went between Turner's legs. Ball tapped on by Green. He's come to light. This quarter, a quick snap at goal, but he's put it out of bounds on the full. And a penalty free kick to Collingwood at the 24.5-minute mark of this, the third quarter.
Langford warming up for Hawthorn, their only reserve after John Kennedy was forced to leave the field in the first minute of play. Yes, I must agree with you about Green. He certainly lifted his play, especially in the last 15 minutes or so. Mark to Richardson has been paid by the umpire. Richardson goes for a pass. He's brought it out wide for Phillips on the run at left centre wing. Phillips down deep towards left forward pocket, knocked away by Lester Smith, but Gary Shaw's there for the crumbs for Collingwood. No one to give it to. He sees Tony Shaw ultimately. A long hand pass, certainly put Williams under pressure. He taps it back, gets it back himself from Banks. Williams on the boundary line, can score. Puts it out in front. Robertson's there. Goes for the boundary line. He's knocked it towards Kelvin Moore. Moore. Short towards deep here to Menico. Getting on top of Mullane now. On to Wallace. Russo off, and he's replaced by Langford. Mark taken by Loveridge at left centre wing. He's gone for a pass. Brereton in front. Marks in front of McEwen.
Hawthorn looking a lot better now, Pete, playing with a lot more confidence, and they're getting on top of Collingwood.
They are, yes. On towards deep here to Menico. Long shot by Bertie is off target, I think, and through for only one behind. Goal umpire indicating just that, and so Hawthorn now lead by 7 points. 71 plays 60, 71 plays 64.
This was the quarter that Collingwood had to kick a few goals. They've got a slight favouring of the breeze. Russo on the bench there.
I did get a heavy knock before. He finished up underneath a pack of players. Maybe that's the reason, or maybe Alan Jean's feeling that Langford is the man needed at the moment. Richardson, he's just about best on the ground, though, for consistency. On to Gary Shaw. Gary Shaw offloaded. Or was it downfield? Yes, it will be, says the umpire. Don't think there's much doubt about that.
No doubt at all, Pete. He's hurt his shoulder too, I think.
No, he's okay now. It was a hefty bump. And that wasn't what the free kick was for. It was, of course, paid because it was after the ball, according to the umpire, had been delivered, and a chance for Fellows to bring up his second goal. Usually finishes up with 1 or 2 from a game, Wes. Of late, they've been off the ground. Let's see how he goes with this one. Wobbles the left foot, punt kick towards goal. Oh, it's a Collingwood mark.
Williams. I tell you what, for a guy that's not that tall, Pete, he takes some good marks, this fellow, doesn't he?
He does. He had the purple patch against Hawthorn in the earlier match at VFL Park. I think he had 6 on the board by half-time. So if he can go here, and he'd have to fall over to miss it, certainly, it will be a point the difference.
Pretty difficult shot, this one.
Yes, he's not right on the boundary line, though.
No, but he's right against the goal post, virtually. That's a hard shot. He's got to run around a bit. And, of course, if he doesn't attempt to kick it with his left foot, he's in a bit of trouble.
So the Collingwood skipper, only a couple of metres out from goal, tries the banana kick. It's a goal, and there's a point in it. 2 goals to Williams, and the scoreboard now 10-10-70 to 9-17-71.
Point the difference at the 27.5-minute mark. John Cale getting ready to come onto the ground, sending the messenger out. Collingwood hanging in there, but they should have a few more on the board. This end they're kicking to in this third quarter is slightly favoured by the breeze, even though it's blowing across the ground.
We're playing time on in the third quarter. 27 3/4 minutes gone. Hawthorn lead by a point.
And Cloak into the ruck now against Byrne. He's been down there at full forward for most of the day. Got the tap down to Gary Shaw. He missed that one. Robertson did too. It's Langford spinning out of the pack, kicks it out towards Di Domenico, playing well since the first quarter. Oh, there's a good mark to Brereton. You can't play him from behind, son. That's young McEwen. And Brereton's got the mark at centre half forward, about 50 metres out from goal. And he's already kicked one, and Hawthorn in front by a point. So it's been a seesaw game here at Princes Park. That's a beautiful kick, and it's a goal. That's his second. Now Hawthorn back 7 points in front. 10-17, 77 to Collingwood, 10-10, 70.
Great kick by Dermot Brereton, taking a fine mark in front of McEwen. Let's watch it again. Langford, who's just come onto the ground, hooks it back to Bertie Di Domenico, who, as Lou said, has played 3 or 2.5 pretty good quarters, and a fine mark taken in front of McEwen by Brereton. Hawthorn lead by 7 points now. We're approaching the 29-minute mark of the third quarter.
Collingwood want a quick goal here to have a chance in this game, because Hawthorn will be kicking to the end, slightly favoured by the breeze in the last. Knocked out by Byrne. Shaw gets a hurried kick down towards half forward. Barham grabs the ball, breaks clear out of the pack, has a running shot at goal. Not a bad sort of a kick, but it won't come around enough. So it's a goal, the difference. Ricky Barham's been off on the bench for most of the day, but this is his second burst on the ground now. I'd be inclined to leave him on, Pete, because he can win a game for you.
Yes, he's certainly got the experience on his side, hasn't he?
Mew with the ball back into play. Morwood going for the fly here. Couldn't hold the mark. Tapped down to Gary Shaw. Hooks the ball back there towards Williams. Mew would have him covered and tries to juggle that mark, but it's finally... No, it's not out of bounds. Picked up by Richardson. A snap at goal. Will it come around enough? It has. It'll be a goal, I'd reckon. A goal. What a beauty. Scores at dead level. Blake Keller, this fella's played a great game today, Pete. 10-17, 77 Hawthorn to Collingwood. 11 goals, 11-77.
And that's one of the best goals we've seen here this afternoon. Watch it again. Mew went for the boundary line after he missed the mark. Thrown back into play. Richardson's got it. And a beautiful snapshot over his head for a goal. 3.5 metres between each post. 30 minutes gone in the quarter now. Scores dead level again, 77 each of 2. Collingwood answering the challenge pretty well.
Now it's Loveridge grabbed. The umpire Shaw gets out of the pack. They get it out wide towards Rains. Tapped on by Morris. Playing well today. Over to Di Domenico. A long hand pass to Wallace. Collingwood in trouble, but he fumbled that one. Gets it back to Di Domenico. A hurried kick. Curran couldn't hold the mark. They grab him. They pile on top. The ball comes out. The judge straightens up, fires at the goals. It'll come around, and Hawthorn are in front by a goal. That's his third. Oh, was this a tough game, and a beauty too. 11-17-83 Hawthorn to Collingwood 11-11-77.
Well, the best passages of play seen today in the last couple of minutes of the game. We're already 6 minutes into the time-on period of the quarter. The mark not paid correctly by the umpire and picked up by Judge, who doesn't need many opportunities to be a match winner, and he put through his third goal for the afternoon. A snapshot almost as good as Richardson's at the other end. 31 minutes gone now in the term. Scores once again dead level. No, it's Hawthorn 83-77. Di Domenico, he's played a good third quarter. Up towards Brereton. McEwen went the punch, picked up by Curran this time. Curran gets around, had to get around his own man Green, but he's fired it up to Judge again. And Judge 40 metres out from goal, the opportunity for goal number 4. Well, Ken Judge, and on the other side, Richardson don't need too many opportunities to be match winners for their side. Siren's gone. Judge, 40 metres out, shoots at goal. I think he's missed that one, or has he? We'll wait on the goal umpire. No, it's through. He ran right across, and Judge putting through his 4th goal for the day. And at three-quarter time, it's Hawthorn 12-17-89 to Collingwood 11-11-77.
These are members of an exclusive club. Cars with successful fuel-injected engines. Now, meet the newest member, world-class Commodore by Holden. New electronic injection delivers 27% more power than any previous Holden 6. With safer overtaking through faster acceleration. Experience world-class power with Commodore electronic injection.
Got one of everything. Go for it.
Do you know what I'd really like?
17 hours. That's how long it took us to paint this house with a brush. Then we painted it in just 6.5 hours with a Wagner power painter. this wicker chair took over an hour, but less than 5 minutes with a Wagner power painter. A shutter that took 20 minutes, a power painter finished in only 3. It's a tool so versatile. It has a flexible spray tip and a way to draw paint right from a can. A Wagner power painter. It's the right tool for painting.
When your day seems too blue or gray, then change the color of your day. Change the color of your day.
Cadbury Crunchy, rich golden honeycomb.
Change the color of your day. Change the color. Yeah, yeah. Change the color of your day.
Smothered with delicious Cadbury dairy milk chocolate.
When your day seems too blue or gray, then change the color of your day. Change the color of your day.
Cadbury Crunchy, it'll change the colour of your day.
A bargain between the superpowers is never secure, and it looks to Bodie and Doyle like this bargain has been well and truly broken. The Professionals, out to find the double agent, tonight at 8:30, followed by Bergerac.
We begin the final quarter now at Princes Park with Hawthorn holding a narrow 2-goal lead, but they are kicking to the end that is favoured by this breeze, although it has dropped off considerably in the last quarter and a half. Picked up by Richardson. His kick is a high one out towards centre wing. Barham back on the ground, takes a good diving mark. Barham from right centre wing goes for a short pass, and that's okay. The mark taken by Tony Shaw at right half forward flank. Shaw looking for a 15-metre penalty. The umpire not applying one. And Rains, or Mullane on his own. A long shot by the Collingwood winger down towards full forward. Byrne goes the punch. A chance for Beers also on the ground. So John Cale has swung 2 changes, bringing on Beers, taking off Morwood, it would appear, and also putting Ricky Barham back onto the ground. A ball up in Collingwood's full forward position, knocked away by Byrne. Plenty of Collingwood players are there. Schwab for Hawthorn tries to thread his way through. He's gone along the ground towards the boundary line. Big fellow should get there first. There's no one near him. Must be pretty greasy out there because we saw Dacos slip over in the same position. Not a good pass. Wallace onto Schwab. Bad handball again. Plenty of pressure on both of these sides now. Turner has the front running. Can't do much with it. Picked up by Beers. Caught and then lost it. Gave it to Turner. A short pass. And that's okay. Richardson, Collingwood's best player for mine. Richardson decides to play on. No one chasing. A long shot at goal. Will land just about in the 10-metre square. Cloak just about pulls down the mark. It will be a ball up. Plenty of excitement in the opening minute and a half. A ball up, full forward for Collingwood. They trailed by 12 points. Kelvin Moore. Funny old kick. Langford and Rains. Oh, good use of the body by Rains. Here's a goal if he's accurate. 1 point or out of bounds. Jeff Rains will not be happy with that. 2 minutes gone in the quarter, a free to Hawthorn.
Not having a great day today, Jeff Rains. Started off in the centre. He's been shifted to the half-forward flank. Dacos in the middle. But Hawthorn looking a lot better towards the end of the third quarter. Out it goes to Burns and Fellows. Knocked away by Fellows. Again by Richardson. As Dacos going down. Tries to get the ball out there into his back, but the umpire says play on as Wallace finally clears it over there, over the head of the pack, knocked on by Hawthorn, down towards, it's Curran breaking clear, a long shot at goal. Oh, it's not a bad sort of a kick, it'll be a goal, that's his second. And Hawthorn now starting to look like the side they were last year. 13-17-95 to Collingwood, 11-11-77.
I think that kick illustrates perfectly, Lou, the good use of the long kick with the breeze, doesn't it?
Well, I believe that all the time, Pete. The hand passing's okay, but when you can go for the big roost, always go for it.
He's inside the square when he kicks this, or just about. Look at that.
Great kick and a very handy goal, and Hawthorn now starting to look good.
John Cale a little bit worried, as well he might be. Hawthorn leading by 3 goals. 3 minutes gone.
Ball up, knocked out by Byrne. Robertson taps it on. There's Sherrill going through. He's grabbed by Brewer and goes down. The umpire says play on as Dacos finally spins out of the pack from half back. Goes out wide. It'll be a mark to Rains. And Rains has got the ball on the centre wing position. But a heck of a way out from the Collingwood goal. And boy, do they badly need one. Ball across towards centre half forward. In front is McCarthy. Doesn't take the chance. Picked up by Shaw. A hand pass back to Banks. Another one coming over to Beers. A snap at goal. I don't know if it'll make the distance. Williams has got a mark just about, or a free kick. No, the umpire said it'd be through for 1 point.
Gee, that was almost a miraculous mark, wasn't it?
Certainly was. So it's 78 plays 95, and the Collingwood supporters not too happy about the decision. But we can't find fault with these umpires today. They've done a pretty good job. Chance for Curran, punched away by Rains. Coming in to meet it now is Allen. Tries to get it back to Rains again. He comes out playing a little bit better this last quarter. It's a high kick. Looking for Gary Shaw in the front posse. Gets away from his opponent. Okay, then he fumbles. Now he's clear on the boundary line. Hooks the ball back there towards Beers. Lester Smith got his hands to it. Couldn't hold the mark, and the ball is out of bounds about, let me see, about 40 metres around from the Collingwood goal. We're right on the 4.5-minute mark. It's Hawthorn 95 to 78.
Byrne doing battle with David Cloak in the ruck. The boundary throw in favouring Cloak, but it's taken by Wallace. A good smother down there by Beers. By Banks it was. Hand pass comes out to Richardson. He'll get onto the left foot around Calvin Moore. Beautifully done. That's a goal, is it? It's close. I think it's there. Yes, sir. Richardson second. Collingwood come back in the hunt now at Princes Park. It's 13-17, 95 to 12-12, 84.
11 points the difference at the 5-minute mark. Ball comes down. That was well smothered by Banks. Picked up by Shaw. Over to Richardson. Had to balk. It's a nice balk too, and he had to use the left boot and kick a fine goal there to give Collingwood a chance again. They're 11 points down.
Sevens big league from Princes Park, just past the 5-minute mark of the quarter. 11 points in favour of Hawthorn only after that goal kicked by Richardson. The ball knocked down to Brereton, tries to thread his way through, finally successfully executes the manoeuvre. Up towards Curran, he's got the mark. Well, he had a great last quarter here a few weeks back, if I remember. I think it was against Carlton. He's already kicked one goal in this quarter. Let's see if he can make it two. This is about the position that he kicked it. But of course he was on the run before. Let's see how he goes with the standing shot, as it were. Curran's kick is 1 point only, so that makes the difference 12 points or 2 goals in favour of Hawthorn. 96 plays 84. As we wait the ball to come back into the playing arena, some person in the crowd may have souvenired it perhaps.
Been a pretty good standard of game there. We see Kale talking to the runner.
I think they might bring out a new ball. So time on will be added until the ball is kicked back into play. If you're watching at home, up on the Gold Coast or wherever, I think it might be the good opportunity to go to the fridge. A couple of nice coldies would be pleasant. There it is.
Hawthorn's record against Collingwood's not so hot, but they've won most of those games over the last 12 or 14 years.
In fact, they've won their last 5 games against Collingwood. Picked up by Banks, it is. Not Banks, but Allen. Knocked down by McGrath. McCormack's there. Turner. High kick onto centre wing. McCarthy. Can't quite get a run at it. Now it's picked up by Banks. He's fired out the hand pass to Richardson, who's everywhere for day for Collingwood. He's gone for a pass to Cloak. Just can't complete the mark. Chris Mew's hand pass is okay onto McCarthy. Mew will get it again. Mew at right half-back flank. Looking for a hand pass again. He's trying to find Russell Green. Green at right centre wing.
At Hawthorn getting the hand pass and running game going well as DP Domenico goes for the kick down there towards the full forward position over the head of the pack. As a go for Robertson. Can't pick it up. Coming out to meet him is McCormack. He tries to smother it now. Robertson's got a second go. A long hand pass. This will be a goal from Payton for sure. Yes, a goal. And Hawthorn now 3 goals in front. 14-18, 102. The Collingwood looking a bit sick. 12 goals, 12-84.
Well, Robertson fumbled there initially when he got the ball in front of the goal square. There it is, hit it with the left boot. But he did well enough to make amends and got it out to Payton. And Payton from 15 metres out, as Peter McKenna would say, stabs at the ball and put it through for a goal. At Princes Park on Sevens Big League, just past the 8-minute mark of the quarter, it's 102-84 in favour of the Hawks.
18 points the difference, and Collingwood have got to lift their game if they want any chance in this match here now. Knocked out by Fellows. Beers tries to get it out, but fumbles the ball. It's Rains getting grabbed, goes for a hand pass, kicked off the ground by DP Domenico. Just about my best player on the ground. Finally, Curran doing a bit of shepherding. This allows Judge to get a hand pass back to Wallace. There's a long kick by Wallace, but it's off target and it's through for 1 point. And that's a very handy point too. That puts them 19 points in front. That means the Magpies need 4 goals. McEwen, oh, there's a bad kick to Taylor. I don't know why he didn't go for the long kick. Now Taylor will go right across goals. That's the attacking side for Hawthorn. Allen smothers the ball. He's going to be grabbed here, scoops the ball out towards Collingwood with a bit of a fumbling going on by Beers. Now he's got it, gets a hurried kick out there towards the wing position, marked by Lester Smith, quickly plays on, and that's a beautiful pass to Judge. Straightens up, fires at the goals, and that's another one to Hawthorn. That's his fifth. Oh, they went across the wrong side of the ground again and gave Hawthorn the break. So it's 15-19, 109 Hawthorn to Collingwood 12, 84.
5 goals to Ken Judge, and we look at that action again. Beers didn't get a long kick at the ball, and Lester Smith taking a good mark, found Judge on his own, who makes position well. Like Richardson, has the knack of getting on his own, and Judge put it through for goal number 5. From Princes Park, nearly 10 minutes gone in the final term.
Centre bounce again. Hawthorn looking really good as Fellows gets the knockout. Punched on again by Beers. Coming into meet it is Swab. They've really got their packers up now, Hawthorn. Back it goes. Allen drops an easy mark. Collingwood making a lot of mistakes. Back it goes to Beers, who takes the mark. He nearly lost that one, but he's grabbed it at centre field. Oh, that well smothered by Robertson, but the umpire said he came from behind the mark. So it'll be downfield, a 15-metre penalty to Beers, and he goes right to centre half forward. Collingwood really needing a goal here now. That kick will fall short on Lester Smith, who hasn't played a bad game down there in defence today. Takes a fine mark in defence, a 15-metre penalty against Williams. Collingwood becoming a little frustrated. Out to Chris Mew. Mew's kick is a long one out there to DiPietro a minute ago, and he's played a bottling game. He was down a bit the first quarter, but he's really bounced back since then. Over the top of the pack as McGrath over to Judge for goal number 6. So they're doing it easy now, Hawthorn, making mincemeat of the Magpies. 16-19, 115 to Collingwood, 12 goals, 12-84.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
At that stage, Hawthorn were 31 points in front, but then Collingwood came back well to get to within 15 points at the final siren. Major goal kicker for Hawthorn was Ken Judge. He finished up with 6 and a great effort up forward. And for Collingwood, their major contributor was their skipper, Mark Williams, and he finished up with 3 goals. The stats on the match: Hawthorn on top in marks, hit-outs and shots at goal, and for Collingwood, the Magpies were on top, kicks, frees and handballs. Let's look at the stats of Kelvin Moore now, who today played his 300th game for Hawthorn. A great representative for the Hawks after being recruited from Frankston back in 1970. And Kelvin, of course, as I mentioned at the opening of the program, didn't look as though he was going to get the elusive 300 after that injury he got last year in round 19, a broken jaw earlier this season, but he came back to lead the Hawks to victory this afternoon. And after the match, I spoke to the 20th player in league history to notch up 300.
It's a mighty hard struggle, I can tell you, and I had the worst of thoughts there early, and I was a bit hesitant, but the boys really put it in after half-time, and I'm really indebted to them.
Cal, in 300 games, probably have never ever kicked the ball out from full-back on the full over the boundary line.
I was hoping you wouldn't mention that, but that happened. It was all happening today, Peter, and yeah, it was a bit of a disappointment, particularly when a goal resulted in it, but fortunately I think Birdie was able to capitalise on a chance straight after that, so it sort of eased the pain a little bit.
And with the number of players on the injured list, Hawk coach Alan Jeans was naturally very happy to come away from the game with the 4 points.
Oh yes, you know, it's pretty important for us to win, and was, you know, psychologically we didn't want to lose on our home ground and all that business. The boys would have started to lose their confidence. I know we couldn't gain much or, you know, or lose our position by losing today, but it's good to win at this particular stage of the year. And so as I said to the players at half-time, you know, they're desperate to win, and it was a very tight game, and if you can pull this one off, it shows that we got a bit of depth and we've got our minds right.
It's time for our 2 winners in our TAB footy bet competition now. And the first through on the telephone, Mr. L. Nayland of Chirnside Park and Mr. D. Swatara of Box Hill North, both from the eastern suburbs. Congratulations to you both. And they're both $250 richer with the compliments of NEC. Now, last week in our phone account competition, we had only 1 winner. And that means tonight the first viewer through will be richer by $500. And there are the TAB phone account numbers on screen now. And take a look at them. If yours is one of those, then ring 268 2174. 268-2174. If one of those numbers is your phone account, and you could be richer too with the compliments of NEC. All correct entries going into the barrel for our end-of-season prize draw. John Deeks, the main prize is...
It's the GL manual Pulsar hatchback from Nissan, powered by a sporty 1.5-litre engine with 5-speed manual overdrive. The Pulsar GL hatch offers a standard of motoring unparalleled in any other small car, and $10,000 worth of magnificent NEC products, including television, audio, video and microwave ovens, in the end-of-year footy bet competition. NEC, your future in home entertainment.
You're watching Sevens Big League coming up shortly on this round with Sandy Roberts, and then we take you out to the Western Oval for action between Footscray and Carlton.
To better understand the extraordinary value of a TAA Take 7 holiday to the Queensland Islands, just close your eyes. Take 7 to the Queensland Islands. For details, talk to your travel agent or TAA, the friendly way.
Takes the goodness of milk and bubbles it into milk chocolate to give you a deliciously different, smoother, melt-in-the-mouth experience. New Aerobar, the aerodynamic taste.
Give a nice hand to Sunbeam for Sunbeam Maestro, a powerful handheld processor to help you whip, mix, chop, puree, cream, aerate, mash and beat the daily grind. Sunbeam Maestro. Easy.
One game remains for the VFL field umpires to cast their votes for the Brownlow Medal, one which holder Neil Roberts believes will lack some gloss this season. You can find out why and learn of the footballers who are expected to rate high in the count in the Roberts Report in the Sunday Press tomorrow. And tennis ace John Newcombe will discuss the chances of the Australians at the US Open Championship starting at Flushing Meadows, but he sees the Americans snaring more gold. Don't miss Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
Tonight in Bergerac, memories of World War II are revived with the grisly discovery of a skeleton aboard a wrecked Messerschmitt. Bergerac must do some high flying to get to the bottom of it. Bergerac, tonight at 9:30, following The Professionals. You're watching all of today's VFL action on Sevens Big League. And still to come on this round, Footscray take on Carlton. Scott Palmer with the latest in footy news. Fitzroy make their run against the Roos, after-match interviews and more. Sevens Big League.
Plenty of action happened today, round 21. Let's go back to seasons past now and find out what happened in this round as we go once again and say a very good evening to Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Peter. Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to On This Round. This week, it's round 21. We're focusing our attention on the penultimate in home and away matches. Greg Kennedy kicked 12 for the Blues in their 68-point win over Hawthorn at Princes Park in 1972. It wasn't to be Carlton's day in 1977. The Blues lost a thriller to the Tigers by 3 points at the MCG. Noonan kicked 5 for the Victors, but Neil Baum copped 2 from the tribunal for spitting at Rod Ashman. 1978, and a disputed goal off the boot of John Hendry gave the Hawks victory by 2 points over Geelong. One-time Magpies Rene Kink, Peter Moore and Alan Edwards combined to give Collingwood a 19-point win over Carlton in a rehearsal of the 1979 Grand Final. It was Carlton's third loss for the year, but revenge was just around the corner. The courage of a blood-spattered Francis Burke was enough to inspire any Tiger, and that's exactly what happened when Richmond beat North by 11 points in 1980. Two big names had the tribunal working on Monday night back in 1982. Richmond's Jimmy Jess was ousted for 2 weeks for striking South's Wayne Carroll, and Brent Croswell, who was reported for striking Michael Moncrief, didn't get to play in what was to be his last game. He was suspended for 1 match. Last year on this round, Bernie Quinlan took until the 18th minute mark of the last quarter to get through the nervous 90s and become the first Fitzroy player to kick 100 goals in a season. In a sensational match against North, Carlton lost star forward Peter Bazzusto for the finals. He was suspended for 4 games for striking North's John Law. He was let off of a charge of striking Gary Dempsey. It was the last the Blues were to see of the Buzz. Or is it? There's no doubt about the Buzz. He certainly creates interest wherever he goes, and who knows if we will, in fact, see him here again in the ranks of the VFL. Well, there it is, round 21. I'll be back next week with a look at the final round of home and away matches. But now back to today's action. Here's Peter.
Thank you, Sandy. Let's go west. Today's match at the Western Oval between Carlton and Footscray was virtually a do-or-die occasion for the home side, who before the game were only 0.9% behind Geelong outside the 5. For Carlton too, the match was important, with Collingwood breathing right down their necks in pursuit of the elusive double chance. Record showed us that the Bulldogs could have been in for a rather rough day, for although they beat the Blues last up out at Footscray in round 2 last year, they'd won only 2 of their last 12 games against Carlton. At the Western Oval, our commentators this afternoon, Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton, and we pick up play at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter, and the score, Footscray leading by 6 points.
Footscray 2-5, leading Carlton 1-5. One straight kick the difference. Well, believe it or not, Ashman got it down to half. Wayne gets caught. McPherson skips it in front of Groenewagen, puts it over the top of Edmund. Dool comes out and will see it safely over the line for another throw-in. McConville is on the ground and Ralph is off.
Not surprising, Sandy.
No, you wouldn't have to be Einstein for that one. And we'll see a repeat performance again. 6-point break favouring Footscray, and although everyone's saying Carlton are kicking with this massive breeze, they have yet to really make any forward moves with it and take advantage of it. McKenna, Hunter, could go out to Curly Austin, a one-out duel out there. In fact, I think he eventually will do that. Tumbling a punt. Oh, Hawkins is in front. He can get around him and shoot for goal. He fires in towards full forward. Sewell comes over the top and takes it. Pretty average play there by Carlton. So Jim Sewell will surely put Footscray 12 points up.
Very few of the Carlton players were prepared to work hard enough, Sandy, and get across there and give support to Curly Austin.
And they do go 12 points up. 3-5 plays 1-5 on sevens. Big lead.
A lovely mark by Jim Sewell. The breeze going across the ground. And watch on replay as Ken Hunter puts that ball out. Hawkins taking it well, playing on. Excellent play by Doug Hawkins. And we see an equally good mark taken by Jim Sewell. So 2 goals to Sewell, and Footscray doing well in this game here. 23-11. 3-5 to 1-5, so a 2-goal break to the Bulldogs. Warren Jones gets a big tap forward. McConville comes out. Well tackled. And umpire Russo giving him the benefit of the doubt.
What would you do, Bobby?
I would have penalised McConville. I thought that he had a chance, and good tackle by Doug Hawkins. Kluwer up high that time. Puts it down. Egan, strong in defence. Got a push in the back. Full play on by the umpire. Madden got a push as well. Egan diving in there desperately. Austin looking for the free kick, but none forthcoming, and so a bounce will take place midway between half forward and forward for Carlton. Madden gets a tap. Picked up by McClure. A high floating kick. It's Blackwell and Anderson. Neither player can take the mark. Egan's there for Footscray. Breaks the tackle. Gets a wide hand pass. It goes straight. Ashman swinging onto the left foot. Snaps towards goal. It's a nice looking kick from Ashman. In fact, it's a great goal.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia.
When you're the champions in colour TV, naturally you keep the same high standards in video recorders, just like Rank Arena and NEC have done, with the NEC technology that's made Rank Arena our favourite colour TV. Features like stereo playback and a digital tape scanner to keep the tape aligned for a cleaner, crisper picture. Rank Arena and NEC.
$50 this one.
Right. Had a hair done today. He's that nice young man again.
He's pressed the wrong numbers.
Oh, he got it wrong yesterday too.
Time for a break.
Let's have a Kit Kat.
When you have a break, have a Kit Kat. Crisp wafer fingers covered in milk chocolate.
Oh, he's got it right.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Footy finals. Time for the Suns Finals Fever Bingo. There's $100,000 to be won, so look for this card only in Monday Sun. That's the only place you'll get one. Scratch off the numbers published every day in the Sun, match 3, and bingo, you're a winner. There's a new game every week for 8 weeks. So get your Sun on Monday for your only chance to get a Finals Fever Bingo card and get scratching. Sun.
Where do you get great products at bargain prices? That's easy. Look at this. These heavy-duty swing-line staple guns are just $19.95. That's great value. And for the big jobs, the mighty swing-line electric staple gun, just $39.95. Here's a handy rivet set, complete with gunner rivets for just $11.95.
Hardware made easy.
Kenny Rogers is the preacher man, a hell, fire and brimstone, hard-living, hard-loving preacher man. And his toughest challenge was the kid they called the coward of the county. Your Sunday movie at 8:30 on 7. Brought to you by Homestead Hardware.
And so we go into the all-important third term here at the Western Oval, and no doubt both sides, particularly Carlton, receiving a lashing at half-time because the Blues had the chance in the second term but foiled it. Now Austin picks it up. I see Hunter has been moved to the forward line. Marcoux is there, can't take it. Wallace does so for Footscray. Puts it out wide towards McPherson, but too wide, and it goes over the line. Footscray lead by 6 points. Bobby, is that the only move you can see? Hunter down to Clomp at full forward?
Yes, McConville's gone to the back pocket, Ralph onto the bench, and Hunter to the forward area. The rest of it, although Blackwell, I think, has gone to a wing, and so whether it's Glasgow, Glasgow onto the forward line as Hunter comes over the top. Clomp having a fine day against his old club. Puts it out wide. McLean racing after him with Blackwell. McLean overruns it. So too does Blackwell. He taps it back in good play. Good play by Blackwell then to tap it back to Ashman. Ashman's kick floating and a nice mark taken by Meldrum. Thought about the hand pass to Glasgow but decides to go back and have his kick. Meldrum now. McClure, a nice mark by Mark McClure, and so I don't know whether I'm imagining it or not, Sandy, because it's hard to tell from here, but it does appear as though the wind may have dropped a little.
Well, I'm looking at a flag over the other side of the ground, and if I look at that flag, it's very erect. I wouldn't have thought it had, but who knows with the protection of this stand. Let's see what Mark McClure does. Puts it out wide, giving it the opportunity to swing back, but not nearly enough. One behind over. So 3-7 after it shaves the post. Footscray a 4-6. Kennedy's kick to the outer side of the ground. At the back is waiting Steve Wallace. Gets away from Buckley. Puts it up towards Edmund, who takes it. In front of Dean, plays on. Dean's got plenty of pace, but Edmund's equal to the task. Centering the ball towards Bamblett. Can't take the mark. Recovers beautifully. Can he get away? From Blackwell he does. From Reed he does. He fires the fourth goal. Puts it through. Great goal by McClare Bamblett. And a great one for Footscray.
Certainly was, Sandy, and fine play by Bamblett, being congratulated by all and sundry. As we watch on replay, Sevens Big League shows Les Bamblett not able to take the mark, but recover beautifully, and that little dash of speed enables him to get clear of his opponents, steady, and put through a nice goal. Centre bounce. 36-25, so it's 11 points, the margin in favour of Footscray. The tap out won by Person, taken by Groenewegen, looks for McLean. Playing a great game out there for Footscray. McLean's kick up to the forward area. Too high from McConville and Sewell. Edmund coming through. Sewell comes out and meets Edmund. Edmund's still going. It'll be a bounce to take place. Forward pocket for Footscray. And Footscray, I feel, are showing more desperation than Carlton. Sandy?
Ton of desperation at the moment. Yes, you could be right, Bobby. Quite sure, though, David Parkin would have had a few words to say at half-time. Whether it has any effect remains to be seen.
Well, David Parkin's certainly desperate.
Over the line goes Des English with the football. So another throw-in, and still, despite the surrounding clouds, we do have a smattering of sunshine. Jones, front spot. Reed, Fitzroy, to perusal the opportunity. Onto the right boot. Fires a goal. Bang! Goes another one for the Dogs. They're alight at the moment. 2 goals in 2 minutes, and this could set the pattern of play for the game.
It was 17 points the difference then. Let's move the clock forward some 8 minutes. Still in the third quarter. We pick up play 12 minutes in.
Up towards full forward. Beasley waits behind. Dool is there. Gets a hose of brawl on out here. But they can't sort themselves out. I don't know why they don't worry about that and get on with the game of football, because McPherson fires towards goal and puts it through. And why Carlton don't forget about that sort of business and try and do something about getting into the game. 7-7 plays 3-7 on Sevens. Big lead.
There's a lovely goal by Steve McPherson as we watch on replay. McPherson breaks the tackle, then steadies, straightens up towards goal, and there's no mistake about that one. And that is a vital goal from Steve McPherson. 7-7 to 3-7, so 4 goals. Literally, well, 1 point less than Carlton kicked to date. Sandy?
What was that altercation all about? Did you see that?
Well, I think it was more a wrestle with Dean and Edmund, I think. Neither player would, halt proceedings, and Wallace having a superb quarter of football. McConville will take the free kick. They might play the advantage rule. No, they're going to bring the ball back, and McConville will take the free kick for Carlton. But Wallace in this quarter has already had 5 kicks for the term. Jones unable to take the mark. Harms breaks through, gets the hand pass to Corcomelis. Corcomelis does likewise to Austin, who puts it on now to McClure. McClure gathers it well. In towards centre half forward. Hunter coming across, and he's beaten. No, it's a free kick going the way of Mayland. Mayland's got Ashman out wide. Ashman backing back, and Ashman in position to kick his first goal. Or is it second goal? Second goal. He did kick a great goal earlier in the piece. So Ashman, a badly needed goal for Carlton. He's in ideal position to kick a goal. He's only 20 metres out. The kick from Ashman, there's no mistake about that one. That's Ashman's second, and Carlton go to 4 goals, 7-31 with Footscray on 7-7-49.
Much needed goal for the Blues. Ashman kicking a very good goal, as Bobby said, in the second term. As we said again in replay, and that's where Mayland got the free kick, despite Egan coming forward. Mayland holding the right shoulder. He's then able to go back, however, find Ashman, who was able to convert.
It's a well-placed kick, Phil Mayland's, Andy.
Yep. So, centre bounce.
Carlton's first goal at that end of the ground.
15 minutes into the third term. Tells the story. Who can take it away from the middle? Mayland's dropping his heart out. Phillip almost got scragged there. Wow, Jones eventually comes out of it. It'll be a bad bounce for Hunter, those sort. Foster picks it up, gets a hurried kick back towards the middle. Dean leaves it. Groenewagen spoiled. Corcomelis too slow. Caught. Groenewagen the recipient. Edmund gives him the opportunity. Dean is there. A hurried kick goes out towards centre wing, where it beats players over the line, and another throw-in to take place. Pretty good crowd. A pro Footscray crowd here at the Western Oval, naturally enough. But all they're enjoying it. Wow, could have almost got a free kick out of that. It didn't matter. Marcoux. High. Egan takes this one on the chest. Scoots away from Ashman, however, who continues to chase to the half-forward line. Groenewagen. Hawkins waiting down. Look at them here. Edmonds called out, I think, by Dool. had the opportunity, Bobby. What do you
might
think?
have fallen for the three-card trick, Sandy, as a poor hand pass comes from English. Harms has time to recover. Now he's able to steady. Give the hand pass back towards English.
Dear.
English's kick drops short. Purser comes through. Missed the mark. He's able to go with a hand pass to Royal. Royal under pressure, but breaks that tackle. Straightens up and puts a lovely looking kick towards goal. It could go through. It's a mark. The soul. So it's a goal.
Through the goals.
I think Sewell must have kicked it through, Sandy. I'd like to see the replay of that one.
Westpac announces the world's first national electronic banking system. A vast network of electronic terminals and bank branches that gives you the choice to do your banking where and when you want to. A system that is soon to be installed into over 1,000 service stations and supermarkets. All you need is just one card. The card is the bank, and the bank is Westpac.
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia. I still call Australia. Still call Australia home. From national.
Now, automotive technology reaches new heights. This is the car with electronic cruise control that computes more power when you need it. Computer-controlled suspension for more stable cornering, less body roll. Even electronically controlled exterior mirrors. The extraordinary, fully imported Mazda 626 in sedan, hatchback and coupe. Mazda leads the world.
Are you still eating tasty old Whiskettes? Well, stop. Come and get your paws onto Australia's tastiest dry food, new, tastier Whiskettes. It's today's sensational cat news. New Whiskettes are irresistible. Come on in and try them. All that real fish cooked the famous Whiskettes way, but to a new recipe, so it's by far the tastiest ever. And now even more cats will prefer Whiskettes.
Puss, puss, puss.
Back to the Western Oval now, just on the time-on period of the third term.
Carlton, they're good enough. Melbourne. Support from Glascott. Got one. Down he goes. Ashman gets up high and recovers beautifully. He'll have a shot. No, he puts out the pass. Foster is there to intercept McClure, but McClure time to pick it up. Now he's going to get himself into trouble. Handball's up in the air and they lose it again. Purser will come away. And Footscray are out of trouble as Royal. Can he get away from Malin? Yes, too much time, and kicks to the wing.
A nice kick from Royal out wide, but an equally good mark taken by English. Goes for the short pass and finds Jones. Carlton starting to look a bit better at the moment, but until they get to the forward area, it was Harms, taps the ball forward, was held, kicked off the ground that time, taken by Duperuzal. Done well in this quarter for Footscray. Dean comes up high, punches it away. Oh, no free kick. Edmund not waiting for any way, plays it forward. Dool coming out, tries to trap it. A hip and shoulder gets rid of his opponent, but it's back with Sewell now. The hand pass to Groenewegen, and he goes towards goal. Bamber cleans it, it's a great goal to Groenewegen.
Well, that one, although it's only time on of the third term, could just about seal this game for Footscray. Robert Groenewegen threading it through the eye of a needle. And here it is again in replay. Dool trying to push it down, pushes it towards the line and then keeps it in play. But nipping in there is Jim Sewell across to Robert Groenewegen. And Robert says, thank you, doctor, I'll head for home. And Lally Bamblett watches it sail through.
Well, desperation really winning out in this game, Sandy. Footscray more prepared to do the hard things. And it's tapped forward by Groenewegen. Picked up by Wallace. Bamblett comes out to take a nice mark.
Gee, that's a quarter of football and a half by Footscray. Here they go again.
Bamblett gives the lead, gives the kick out wide where Sewell has given away a free kick, and Dean of Carlton will take the free kick in the back pocket for the Blues. 9-7, 61 to 4-10, 34. 27 points And it's a good lead in these conditions, in any conditions really, but under these circumstances, Sandy, that, as I said before, almost as much as Carlton has scored. As it comes across to McPherson, he takes the mark. He's been a dangerous half forward, McPherson. He's already kicked one goal, and on replay, Sevens big league shows Steve McPherson stick out the left arm and take an easy mark. So McPherson from directly in front, 20 metres out. No mistake by McPherson, and it's 67 to 34, 33 points to lead. So Footscray leading by virtually as much as Carlton have scored. Less 1 point, that is, as McPherson kicks his second goal.
And as we watch it in replay, I would imagine, although Footscray fans would be delighted, the only ones not happy, depending on how the other games are going, would be Geelong and Fitzroy fans, Bobby.
Most certainly, Sandy, but Footscray really deserve the lead they hold at the moment.
Here's the centre bounce once again as the chant goes up for the Dogs. 10-7 plays 4-10. Can the Blues get back? Purser and Jones, Ashman. Kevin Smith's calling play on so well, says Darnell, I'll soccer it off the ground. Wallace, a hurried kick over his shoulder. Dean, Edmund has been superb. Jones misses it. McKenna puts his body in. Still, the umpire John Russo lets it go. Royal tries to get it out, and eventually they decide no, nothing can be done. We shall have a bonus. Well, we're approaching the 30-minute mark of this term, so it won't be long to siren time. 5 or 6 goals scored for the term. Groenewagen, his kick went about 30 metres up in the air and 10 metres in distance. Oh, Jimmy's tackled too high. And Edmund will take it from the half-forward line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him kick it from here, Sandy. He's got Bamblett short, though.
Look at this. Blackwell's too late. Bamblett has it in the left forward pocket. And of course, that we're talking about the importance of the game for Footscray, but Carlton are in with a chance of losing the double chance, are they not? Let's see what happens with Bamblett. He guides it through the middle. And the Dogs are home in this one, I think. That's their 11. 11-7 to Carlton's 4-10. As you watch it in replay, the loose man created. Blackwell too late, can't quite get there. The former Melbourne youngster steadies and goal. It's 11-7 to 4-10.
It's a fine piece of forward play by Bamblett to bring up his second goal. And delighted Footscray fans, as well they might be at the moment.
7 goals for the term, Bob.
Been a great quarter of football. Well, for that matter, they've played superbly right throughout, Sandy. As Reid comes through, forces the ball forward to Blackwell. He gets out of it, puts the ball up towards half forward. Hunter and Klomp. Klomp punches the ball away. Buckley's there. Hunter coming through again. Klopp's one too high, and will take the free kick. He's wanting to play on, but not allowed to by umpire Russo. He must come back behind the mark. So Hunter, too far out to score. Puts the kick up towards the goal area. McClure from behind. It's grabbed by Marcoux. A snap towards goal. Alex Marcoux puts the ball across, and it's a great goal by Marcoux. Desperately needed goal for Carlton.
You can get it riding. You can get it sliding. You can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Behind every one of these buttons is a brain, an integrated circuit. And behind every one of these integrated circuits is NEC technology. Technology that is keeping you in front.
When Bob Ansett talks about competition, people listen.
And if you want to win, you've got to love to compete. You've got to thrive on the challenge.
For Bob Ansett and Budget, every day means a new challenge because they know they're only as good as their next customer. That's why their rates and service have to be better than the competition.
In real terms, car rental is cheaper today than it was 10 years ago. Why? Because we love competing. That's the spirit of Budget.
You can't beat a sale. You can't beat a sale. You can't beat a sale for a snack. Sale brings out the flavor of any food you favor. You can't beat a sale for a snack, 'cause it's crisp and light with a size just right to take any topping you like. So reach for a pack of on sale biscuits. No, you can't beat a sale for a snack. It takes all kinds of people to do the job right. It takes all kinds of people from morning till night. And with hard work and dedication, you know you just can't lose. And we've got the people, we've got the news. And with hard work and dedication, you know you just can't lose. And we've got the people, we've got the news.
Well, this is the term that will decide it. Are Carlton good enough to get their act together and get back into the game? Footscray, after producing a 7-goal term, making use of the breeze, can they go on with it? The Blues have the opportunity now as Ashman been one of their tries, and they've had only a few of those all day. Down to the half-forward line, Egan tries to take it away. He's tackled too high and will be free kick. So Michael Egan from centre half-back towards Hawkins. Malin is out there with him now. Austin dropping back momentarily. The kick up towards the half-forward line. McConville can't take it. The hurried kick was taken by Groenewagen to the half-forward line. Bamlett looking for possession. Has it now. Gives the handball over the top of Royal. It's only got a bounce, but it doesn't. Not kindly for him. They bottle it up. Carlton on that half-back line. Now Royal scoops it out. Groenewagen missed what he should have taken. Picked up by McPherson. A high kick. Beasley comes over the top. Can't take the mark. Fisted down towards Corcomelis. He gets it away to Ashman, and the Blues are out of trouble.
Not a good kick from Ashman, but Egan takes it away from Footscray. Oh, beautiful tackle from Rod Ashman. There wasn't much that Egan could do, but it was a superb tackle from Ashman. So it's Ashman, Carlton's best player. Wobbles the kick forward, picked up by Marcoux. His high floating kick. McClure up, down before acceptances, and Foster takes the mark. So it's Foster and Footscray. In towards the centre, got Royal unattended, and Brian Royal now. Straight down the ground, goes long, looking for Beasley. That's a good mark for Simon Beasley, and what a vital kick this will be, Sandy.
This could be the one. There's the mark again. A vice-like grip.
Very good mark to Simon Beasley.
"40 metres out, if that, and directly in front. The lead by 5-3. They can snare this one early on in the final term. It's going to make things extremely awkward, and he's done exactly that. Straight through the middle. For Simon Beasley's second, he's kicked 2-2 out of Footscray's 12-7, and Carlton are 5-10 on 7's big league. And here it is again. Ball pushed into the middle for Brian Royal. He looks up forward. Out comes Beasley. With him is Dull. But can't affect the spoil until it's all too late. So a crowd of 20,890 witnessing Footscray continuing on their merry way.
Purser gets the tap down. Royal forcing it forward. It's picked up by Groenewagen. Back to Royal. His kick straight down the ground. Too high for Sewell. It's picked up by McConville, who plays on immediately, looking for Blackwell, and finds that player wide on the half-back flank. It's Wayne Blackwell towards centre wing. Another good mark by Foster. As you said earlier, Sandy, he is really running hot.
This picked up by Malthouse, showing the right way, and he's gone straight down the road. kick to the half-forward line, waiting down Bruce Reid. Listen to the crowd there. As Bobby said, memories like elephants. McLean, English, can't take it. Up against him is Bamblett. Doull goes in to do the shepherding work, but English takes it over the line. And another throw in.
So I know Footscray feel they threw away a game last week, Sandy, but I certainly cannot see it happening today.
No, I'm quite sure Mr. Malthouse would have emphasised that at three-quarter time. Bamblett! There's another one! Good night, Carlton! The Dogs are back in business.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Well, Footscray going right on with the job in the third quarter. They led at half-time by 6 points, at three-quarter time by 33, and finally ran out winners by 35. Major goal kickers for the Bulldogs, 3 each to Bamblett, Beasley and Sewell. And for Carlton, Rod Ashman was their major contributor, and he finished up with 3 goals. The stats on the match, the marks, kicks and hit-outs, almost identical, as you can see there. Carlton more shots at goal, and Footscray 13 more free kicks. Our reporter at the Western Oval this afternoon for Sevens Big League was Stephen Phillips.
Thank you, Peter. Well, the battle for 5th spot continues. One of the most interesting points of the 1984 season. Will it be Geelong? Will it be Footscray? Or could Fitzroy get up and surprise them both? Few people would have expected Footscray to beat Carlton so decisively out here at the Western Oval this afternoon. One man who was confident was ruck star Andrew Purser.
Well, we're back home again, Stephen. I think we always play very, very well here at home. I think we had our backs against the wall, and we probably knew that if we blew this one, we were going to be out for the year. So it's been unfortunate. Every time we've been able to consolidate or had the opportunity to, we've blown it. And last week was that, and this week we backs against the wall, and we've come up and played very well.
Next week, Collingwood at Victoria Park, a daunting task at the best of times.
Yeah, well, we went close last year. I think we played very well and got beaten by 4 or 5 goals in the last quarter. So we'd look at it as being a game we could possibly win, I think.
What was Mickey Malthouse's instruction to you before the game? Anything different?
No, well, Mickey was, he was pretty brief in what he had to say. We knew we just had to be first to the ball and fight hard all day. We knew that Collingwood, Carlton rather, were going to give us a hard game, and it wasn't easy the whole day.
Very happy Bulldog coach Mick Malthouse. Mick, Footscray shouldn't really be in this situation with 1 round to go.
Well, perhaps not. I guess it's one of those seasons where it's bottom sides knocking off top sides. It's the sides you expect to beat that you don't win. And of course, coming out here, I don't think many people thought we could beat Carlton, but we picked a side today that would represent us very well, and they did, each for every quarter, which is handy.
Were you surprised at the way Carlton got caved in?
Oh, look, I don't want to say Carlton caved in. I just think that the pressure that our blokes applied for 120 minutes was probably close to our best throughout the year. We've won 10 odd games, but there's only about 3 or 4 games, like I say, we've played 4 quarters of football, and I thought today was one of those days.
Could you think of a better place to play round 22 than Victoria Park in front of that crowd against Collingwood?
Well, I was thinking, just wondering whether Collingwood would accept playing out here.
Right, it's time now on Sevens Big League for our TAB Footy Bets phone account winners. And the winner of the $500 from North Caulfield, congratulations to Mr. S. Sentle. And from Noble Park, $250 to Mr. K. Wise. Congratulations to you both, and their names go into the winner's barrel, our end-of-season prize draw, well, coming up pretty shortly now. Right, so on Sevens Big League, coming up after this break, it will be Scotty Palmer, and then more action, the game from the MCG this afternoon between Fitzroy and North Melbourne.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. And he'll tell you he likes the kind of life he leads, and he's glad that he was born. And he likes the taste of real draft beer when his time's his own. If you want the taste of real draft beer, only Carlton draft comes anywhere near. There's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
If you think all small cars are just about the same, you're just about right. Same styling, performance, price. But if you think one small car just has to be a little better, you're absolutely right. Nissan Pulsar, sedan and hatch. The small car that stands out from the flock.
When I discovered Homestead Hardware, my life became a lot easier.
Homestead hardware made easy.
How do they do it? This 4-inch Makita angle grinder is a great bargain at $46. You can't beat that. And get a professional finish every time with this mighty Makita orbital sand at just $39.
Hardware made easy.
And this 10mm Makita hammer drill is a steal at only $69.
Homestead, hardware made easy.
If you have an ordinary personal computer, this is exactly how your business is operating. Silly, isn't it? Especially now, when there's the new ICL personal computer. It can handle 4 operators at the same time without loss of power. You can even access information someone else is using without waiting.
Have a look at July's figures.
Fantastic.
It's an amazing achievement by ICL.
My name's Reg, actually.
Sorry about
And it's
that.
called
Quite all
Working
right.
Together.
The Sun, 7 Sport and Nissan present Sunball. Yes, Sunball is here. And every week for the rest of the football season, you could win a magnificent Nissan Pulsar GL. All you have to do is spot the ball in a football action photo in the Sun, Monday to Friday. It's only 30 cents to enter, and all proceeds go to charity. Now, we'll take a look at this week's Sunball action. The shot that will appear in the Sun comes from this play, so watch the ball closely. Remember, a still from that play will be in the Sun, Monday to Friday this week, without the ball. Just put a cross where you think the ball is, and you could win the magnificent Nissan Pulsar. Sunball, brought to you by the Sun, 7 Sport and Nissan.
And right now we take you up to the offices of the Sunday Press and say a very good evening to sporting editor Scotty Palmer.
Good evening, Peter. Welcome, viewers. A pretty violent day of football today. Footscray will continue its final assault without Brian Cordy. He damaged his cartilage today in the win over Carlton and will be out for the rest of the year. Mickey Malthouse, his coach, said every game in the second round has been like a grand final for the Bulldogs. I can assure every supporter that we'll give it our best shot next week. David Parkin said the Blues were in 3rd place by default, and that's an admission from him. He said the forward setup was the Blues' major worry at the moment. Captain Wayne Johnson also pulled out with injury today, and the Blues aren't saying exactly what it is. Hawthorn's reliable John Kennedy broke his leg in the first 30 seconds, went to hospital and was back in the rooms after the final siren today. But he's gone for the year as well. Alan Jean said the victory was a good psychological win for the Hawks. Collingwood had a go, we found the answers, he said. John Cale said Collingwood learned a lot from its defeat today. We're able to gauge our strengths and weaknesses under pressure, but we're blown 3rd spot. Bob Ansett and Barry Cable could face fines after their outburst against the umpires at the MCG today. I think they had some cause too. They used words like appalling and confusing. Mr Ansett even went on a hunt for Bill Della at half-time. Robbie Walls was still playing it cool tonight. If we don't make it, it'll be because we didn't play well at the start of the season, said Walls. He believes, though, the Lions are a better side at this stage than they were last year. 2 North Melbourne players, Bill Berry and Darren Steele, were reported at the MCG today. Ron Barassi was pleased for the win and said although he had yet to sign a coaching contract at Melbourne, he has said yes and will be there in 85. He was pleased with the success of David Cordner today. He's put Calvin Templeton's future at Melbourne under a cloud. St Kilda's Graham Jelly said his side ran out of running players today. Robert Mace has a serious knee injury. Richmond coach Mike Patterson has 2 of the Ablets, Kevin and Jeff, but said the Tigers needed a player like Gary Ablett. The Geelong star picked up 25 kicks and took 11 marks in a brilliant display at Cardinia Park. Tom Hapey said that if Ablett had not been reported, he would have won the Brownlow medal this year. But bad news for the Cats. Fullback Gary Malarkey dislocated his shoulder and won't be there if Geelong make the finals. And just linking all those reports together, they are Berry and Steele from North, Cox from Melbourne, by 4 umpires, Cross from St Kilda and Landy from Richmond. Back to you, Peter.
Thank you, Scotty. So unfortunately today, quite a few serious injuries to players in round 21. However, Bernie Quinlan well on top in the goal kicking. He kicked a further 11 today for a season's tally of 97, and on that score certainly should crack the ton next week in round 22. Right, speaking of Fitzroy, could they keep going? That was the question Fitzroy supporters were asking as they made their way to the Melbourne Cricket Ground this afternoon for their side's vital clash with the much improved North Melbourne combination. Winners of their last 4 games, the Roys were only 1 game out of the 5 before today's match and naturally had to win to keep their finals hopes alive. North, as I mentioned, have improved markedly in recent weeks. Their main aim now to avoid the wooden spoon. Our replay tonight begins at the 8.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, and their commentators at the MCG are Jack Edwards and Peter McKenna.
The kick, Berry gets in there to try and spoil. Got the first touch to it. David Dwyer comes through. Got a free kick there. The umpire said no. Berry's hand pass comes out. And it's Arsiri trying to go toward goal. He did it well too. Broke around 2 opponents. Shoots toward goal. That's a nice goal. North Melbourne's first goal for this term. So North Melbourne trailing Fitzroy. Fitzroy 15-6-96. North Melbourne 6 goals, 13-49 on 7's big league.
Lovely goal by Mark Arsiri there. Tremendous goal for the young player, and that'll give him a big lift. And good to see North Melbourne playing yet again, Jack, another young player, and trying him out to see if they can handle the pressure of league football.
Well, North Melbourne building their 85, I think, on young players at present. Berry's tap down was good. Comes back to Arsiri. He shoots it out to Dwyer. He's under a bit of pressure here. His hand pass comes back to Muniva. Comes back to Arsiri. Arsiri goes goal with this one's off target though. A chance for Fairley. Fairley takes the mark. So North Melbourne looking a bit better in the 3rd term, Pete.
Well, it's great to see. They certainly are. Fitzroy have not looked good in this quarter so far, Jack, and it's good to see North Melbourne fighting their way back because, you know, if the first half was any indication, I thought it was going to be a one-horse race, as you'd agree. But this could be a handy one. Maybe it'll lift them, get them back into the game with a fighting chance. There's Fairley with a shot at goal, and he's put it through for a lovely goal, and that's his first, and North Melbourne have kicked their 7th. 7 goals, 13, 55 North to Fitzroy, 15 goals, 6-96.
We've been saying all day that Fitzroy is still vying for a place in the finals for 1984, and the way they got a start they got today in the first term, in which they kicked 8 goals, 3, was a fantastic start. And then in the second term they kicked 7-2 to be 15-5 at the half-time break. North Melbourne at that stage were 5 goals, 10. Well, North kicked 2-3 in this term, and Fitzroy have only added 1 behind.
Back to the centre, and this is Jeff Morrow about to bounce the football. Rendell against Berry. Berry got that one. No kick out of the centre. Pekin was the player who attempted to turn. It's a free kick going North's way, and they'll go into attack again here through Brendan Mutimer, another one of those young North Melbourne players. He's looking out there for Larkin, but flying over the back is Richard Osborne to take a very, very good mark. Now,
he might reverse this, he may.
No, he's not. Osborne with a hand pass to Grant Laurie. He's got to go over the mark, we'll say the umpire. He'll still probably give it to Laurie. He won't now because Laurie is covered by Larkin.
He'd be advised to kick long down to the half-forward zone where Pert's taken up residence. He's out in front of Glendenning, got one hand to it, tried to get it down to Wilson, but couldn't do so. Mutimer overrun it. Wilson's hand pass came back to Harris. Harris taps it further afield, taken by Densley. The kick a good one, and found Law. Law shoots out a hand pass, taken by Larkin. A short pass is on down the flank. It's a good pass too, finding Hodgman. Hodgman breaking back, looking for somewhere to go. There's no leads across the centre of the ground, so Hodgman kicks high and hopes that McDonald can get into the act here and bring the ball to turf, which he does. Jonas is there. Got it back out toward McDonald, but the hand pass wasn't good enough, or maybe McDonald wasn't good enough. The ball taken away here and taken by Turner, who brings it right down the centre of the MCG. Looking down toward Quinlan, the pass is speared down, and the hands of Quinlan grab it.
Yeah, poorly read. That was poorly read by Tim Harrington there as he got right underneath that. That's a great experience.
Came in quickly.
Well, it was a magnificent kick by Dean Turner, a low trajectory drop punt. It was made to order for a full forward, and Quinlan with his great experience read that beautifully as he stabs at the goals. And it just sneaks in, I think. Yes, it's a goal to Quinlan, and that's goal number 6 for Bernie Quinlan.
Good goal kicked by Bernie Quinlan, looking for the 100, but he needs a few more yet. He has 6 today, as Peter McKenna has told you. Fitzroy 16-6, 102. North Melbourne 7-13, 55 on 7's big league.
Well, Quinlan's got 92 now for the year, Jack, and he's had 6 kicks for 6 goals. Now, how's that for full forward play? That's a tremendous effort, Bernie Quinlan. And that's the value of someone who can kick a football up at full forward. Here's the centre wing, big Matt Rendell.
He did that well.
Beautifully done. As he gets it to Peter Burke, he loses control of the ball. Well done, John Law, as he comes away from the half-back line. Kicks it high. Gary side bottom, uncontested. Takes a very, very easy mark on centre wing. But Quinlan has got 8 to go for the century. He's got next week and maybe, Jack, you never know, the finals.
Yes, who knows? Side bottom kicking up high. Quinlan flying from the side of the pack. Couldn't get there. Gotch coming in. Won't go off his knee, or was it a free kick? North Sway, the umpire said not. And a boundary throw will take place in Fitzroy's half-forward flank area. Well, Quinlan's back toward the goal square now, hoping for the ball to be delivered in by someone upfield. Pack of players in there. No one can make contact yet. Logan caught, and the umpire said a free kick to North Melbourne.
Well, I was watching Jimmy Cracker there before he even made the tackle. Gee, he's a real little terrier, and he's not frightened to bore in and make those heavy tackles. There's Brendan Mutimer, left foot, looking towards Jonas. He flies, couldn't take the mark. Taken away by Darren Steele. The lead has been made by Fairley. He'll have to duck back. He's pushed away there by Reeves. Now it's Tim Pekin. Oh, he heads straight for the points and runs it through. And that's the one where people think you should be penalised more for.
Well, with the margin that Fitzroy have, 102 to 56, so I would say that his thinking was quite right. Laurie's hand pass comes downfield, and Fitzroy moved the ball forward through Osborne down to the wing position where the mark has been taken by Dean Turner. He goes short into Loken. Could bounce well for him though. Yes, it does. It is caught. Got a hand pass away into Carlton. Carlton's wrong-footed. Gives a hand pass back. Can't be taken here. And Fitzroy, they will move the ball quickly through Burke to the full forward zone. Quinlan's a chance to snap it goal. He puts it on its way. It's a goal for wide. Another goal to Bernie Quinlan. Another goal to Fitzroy. Quinlan kicks his 7th. And Fitzroy moved to 17 goals, 6, 108. North Melbourne 7-14, 56 on 7's big lead.
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia. I still call Australia. Still call Australia home. From national.
Westpac announces the world's first national electronic banking system. A vast network of electronic terminals and bank branches that gives you the choice to do your banking where and when you want to. A system that is soon to be installed into over 1,000 service stations and supermarkets. All you need is just one card. The card is the bank, and the bank is Westpac.
How many ways does your family enjoy Arnott's Cruskets, the puffed and toasted crisp bread? Ideal for breakfast because Arnott's Cruskets are ready toasted. Just great for a light lunch and low on kilojoules. Light enough to enjoy between meals. And topped with grilled cheese, Arnott's Cruskets make a delicious late supper snack. There are just so many ways to enjoy Cruskets, the light and crispy crisp bread from Arnott's.
Zip into your Mitsubishi dealer now and zip up a great deal on new Colt sedan and hatch. Spacey new Colt sedan with generous boot space. Split rear seats and loads of interior room. And zippy new Colt hatch with large hatch for really big loads. With fuel economy that's one of the best in its class. And right now, Colt dealers are zipping off hundreds of dollars. So zip into your Mitsubishi dealer today and zip up a great deal on Colt. It's another Mitsubishi.
There's high-rise tension on a building site. One of the workers falls to his death. But is it an accident? Lacey's husband smells murder and offers his help on the case, unaware of the potential danger. Cagney and Lacey, building a reputation, 8:30 Monday.
Back to the MCG now, and we rejoin the game at the 16-minute mark of the third quarter.
Yes, and they're not having direct shots at goal. When North have the ball in front of goal within scoring range, they're getting them, but a lot of their shots have been coming off the boundary line or around the flanks, and they just can't control the kick. From the full-back position, a chance for Rouge, but the umpire said a free kick going against North Melbourne.
Oh,
that's penalising the side. No, it's told him to go off. Well, that's bad umpiring. Roos kicks the ball down toward Quinlan again. Quinlan can't take the mark. It's in the square. Wilson tries to snap it through. Taken by Glendenning. And Glendenning drives Fitzroy out toward the outer side, half-back flank. We're in lead at present is Jimmy Crack. With that,
Jack, I cannot see how the umpire can blow the whistle to bring the ball back. All the players stop dead and anticipating the free kick back, and then all of a sudden they say, oh no, I think we'll have a play-on decision. Like,
well,
that's ridiculous.
I keep saying to you every week, that advantage rule has never been quite
it's a bit
sorted
unfair.
out for me.
It's a bit unfair to the side that's had the kick given against them.
Yes, quite right.
When they stop dead like that, it's ridiculous. Jimmy Cracker out wide. The umpire's making him go back and kick over his mark.
Gee, there's a lot of ticky-touch with things coming like, but little things like that. I'm not a swallow. Little things like that, though. Jimmy Cracker got the ball moving out to half-back. You know, now he's got to define a path of about 6 inches.
That's right. Whether you go over the mark or not, it virtually means at times, especially when it's back against the line near the goal post, you virtually can't play on to one direction of the ground. As we see the ball knocked away out there to David Dwyer onto the left foot, he hooks it back towards the forward pocket, punched away there. You see number 48 for North Melbourne there is Mark Asiri, who kicked a lovely goal earlier in the quarter at the 9-minute mark, in fact, of the third quarter. A beautiful goal.
Fitzroy 17-6, North Melbourne 7-15. It's 108 playing 57, North Melbourne in attack on the half-forward flank on the outer side. This third term has been going nearly 18 minutes now, and Fitzroy right away from North Melbourne with a great lead, 108 to 57. So there's 51 points difference between the teams, and North Melbourne still fighting though. Mutimer tried to get the ball forward, didn't have much success with it. It's forced out of the pack. Another pack will form up here. A hand pass came out, and that was a very poor attempt to get it moving, and Logan will take it away.
Yeah, Billy Logan, a hand pass to side bottom. He gets a hurried kick in. Could have been a free kick. Play on now, said the umpire. Would have been a ticky touch with one to Gary Purd. Here he comes, number 15 you see for North Melbourne, one of the young brigade, Ross Smith, right down towards half-forward. A lovely mark to Grant Laurie. Plays on over to Peter Burke. Burke plays on. He's got a loose man in Logan. Logan runs towards half-forward, drops the mark, but he's got tons of time. Poor old Bill Berry had to chase him. Up towards Quinlan. No mark. Over the back is Demetrio. I thought Quinlan had his name written all over that one. Hand pass. Oh, gee, this is dangerous. It went to Densley. Now back to Demetrio. They're fiddling around with the ball. Left foot comes out towards side bottom. Up he goes. No mark. In there goes little Bernard Harris. Taken away by John Law. A long hand pass to Mark Arsiri. He's got it on centre wing. He has a look around and goes for home. Looking down there towards Jonas. He flies. Now it's Donald McDonald. A hand pass to Fairley. Fairley caught with the ball. A long hand pass to Arsiri. Goes in after it, the little fella. Ducks back. He's in all sorts of trouble, and that'll be holding the ball as he was surrounded by 3 Fitzroy players.
He couldn't do much about it on that occasion. He was completely surrounded, as Peter told you. The ball delivered out there by Turner. Well taken by Atkins. Keeps the ball in play. Goes toward the goal. Shoots it toward the goal square, but delivery wasn't good. The mark taken by Laurie. The hand pass comes back out to Reeves. Reeves moves it to Roos. Roos drives down toward the wing position, looking for Loken. Loken can't take the mark. Thornton's there. Could have been a free kick against that player, but it's called play on. Picked up by Hodgman. Balks well. Hand passes back. Taken by Larkin. Larkin's kicking toward the half-forward position for North Melbourne. A chance for McDonald. Had a touch of the fumbles. Now gets back on the left foot. Goes out very wide. That's very wide indeed. Right out to the practice wicket area.
Yes, and this is Brendan Mutimer on half-forward flank. The pass has been made towards David Dwyer. Beautifully spoiled out there by Dean Turner. The hand pass comes to Paul Roos. Roos towards Dean Turner. He's an impressive player, Turner. A ton of dash. He'll go the hand pass over the top. This is danger for North Melbourne because Burke has got a paddock. He's got 50 metres to run if he wants to. He hooks it back towards half-forward looking for Barwick. And that was good play. Barwick goes in after it again. He should have taken that mark all the same after that lovely pass. Now it's Peter Burke. Fires at the goals. Bernie Quinlan runs back, and I think that's another one. Put your glasses down. A beautiful goal to Peter Burke. And Fitzroy move on to 18 goals, 6, 114 to North Melbourne, 7 goals, 15, 57.
Well, Fitzroy are certainly showing improvement today, Peter. When I say improvement, they're very impressive in their football, aren't they? I wonder just how much North Melbourne is
They're very quick. They're
how much
very
North is
quick.
giving them in opposition, but they're certainly performing well with 18 goals, 6 to their credit so
Well,
early.
they can all run, and I think that's a big advantage, especially on the MCG, Jack, as we see side bottom on the left foot out wide. Little Bradley Gotch, can he get there in time? It's rolling to the boundary line, right on the true centre wing position and over the line out of bounds. Scoreboard 18-6, 114. Fitzroy, North Melbourne 7-15-57.
Yes, we're getting just over the 21.5-minute mark now of the third quarter. There's a chance now for North Melbourne to come forward. That kick by Densley was smothered, punched out by Burt, taken by Jimmy Cracker, who's forward playing for the free kick, but he outsmarted them on that occasion. Got the hand pass back out to Densley, taken by Harrington and driven into the half-forward zone. Nearly a mark. Can't be taken yet. Burke's there for Fitzroy, picking up now, breaking away from any tackle that was there. And Burke drives down toward Quinlan. Quinlan sets himself, Glendenning into his back. The umpire calls play on. Glendenning puts Quinlan out of business and drives up to the wing position where Law takes front berth. Thumped down by side bottom, taken by Cracker. Jimmy Cracker's kick favours Grant Laurie. Laurie after it for Fitzroy. On their half-back line, Laurie gets around the opposition. The left foot kick comes back down toward Dwyer. Dwyer of North Melbourne, a long hand pass in toward the half-forward zone. Taken by Larkin. Larkin goes goalward for North. It's a good-looking kick. It's on its way. It's a goal. Kicked by a North Melbourne player in Larkin. He kicks his second goal. And Fitzroy in the third term. 18 goals, 6, 114. North Melbourne, 8 goals, 15, 63 on 7's big lead.
Well, a lovely goal to Larkin. Gee, I'm impressed with this player. He's got tremendous balance. He runs straight at the goals. He kicks long. And no doubt in my mind, he is easily North Melbourne's best player today. He is really fired, and tremendous future for Matthew Larkin. And it's not easy to play so well, Jack, in a side that's getting soundly thrashed.
No, he's doing it very well indeed. I agree with all that's said. Berry wins the knock again, puts it down. There's a chance now for North Melbourne. There's a chance for Mutimer. Going goalward, puts it on its way and pops it through for another one. So North Melbourne in the third term doing quite well against Fitzroy, even though they're a long way down the track. Fitzroy 18-6, 114. North Melbourne 9-15-69 on 7's big lead.
Once again, the ball came. It was a poor hand pass. It meant for Grant Laurie that caused that goal, but Mutimer was quick to snap onto it, and then he belted it through for another goal. So North are not giving up without a fight. They're 9-15 to 18-6, as Jack said. But gee, they've got a long way to go.
4-5 in this term, Peter, and Fitzroy have added 3 goals, 1.
Well, wouldn't you think of that? They've had much the better of the quarter when you look at the scoring shots. Bill Berry winning the hit-outs. Donald McDonald onto the left foot. Now Fairley has got to get back there. Oh, Reeves again has pointed him. He's been well on top of Ian Fairley today as Reeves goes to short pass, a dangerous one, but it's marked there by Osborne. Osborne with his great pace runs about 30 metres and kicks it towards half-forward. Gary Wilson can't take the mark. Number 15 you see for North Melbourne is Ross Smith, but it's taken away by Ruse. Ruse, a short pass out wide to Billy Logan. He runs 35 metres out. He fires at the goals. It swings, and did it come back enough? It did. A lovely goal kicked by Billy Logan for Fitzroy.
Fitzroy 19-6, 120. North Melbourne 9-15-69. You're on 7's big league after Logan kicks his second goal. Well, the last time these two teams played at the Junction Oval, I said that earlier, we had a great game of football that day. Fitzroy and North, they kick a swag of goals between them, Peter. But Fitzroy kicking the goals today, and North Melbourne just can't quite match that performance.
Well, they've had a good quarter, and yet they're still, 9 goals in front, Jack.
At the centre bounce once again, taken by Rendell, and the hurried kick comes away from their down to the half-forward zone from Barwick. Demetriou's got the fumbles down there, picked up by Glendenning. He got away from the packer, right, comes back to Demetriou. His hand pass comes into Berry. Bill Berry drives up towards Jimmy Cracker in the front position, who takes the chest mark. He could nearly have got a 15-metre start there, but the umpire says no.
Look how they run down and crowd that forward line. I think they should give Fairley a bit more room, but although he's not playing well, once again Reeves has outpointed him. He has really killed Ian Fairley today, and just a bad day for Ian as we see Peter Burke over the top to Carlton. Here they go. They've got Loken loose again. Another hand pass comes to Gotch. Now, who will he give it to? There's Loken, the player I was talking about. He runs to half-forward. He'll probably look for Quinlan here. No, he goes the hand pass Bernard Harris. Harris runs at the goals and fires at the goals. Bernard Harris has put a beautiful goal straight through the centre, and that's for his second goal of the match. And Fitzroy are killing him at the moment. 20 goals 6, 126 to North Melbourne, 9 goals 15, 69.
And Fitzroy getting off to a great start with that 8 goals 3 in the first quarter. They led by 21 points at quarter time, 55 at half time, and finally won the match by 54 points. So North Melbourne keeping pace with the Lions in the second half of the game. In the goals, Bernie Quinlan finished up with 11 today, and that was a club record for Fitzroy. Barwick got 5. For North Melbourne, McDonald got 4 goals. In the stats department, Fitzroy on top in just about all departments there, excepting the hit-outs and the shots at goal. Let's take a look at the other 2 matches that were played today. Geelong and Richmond down at Cardinia Park this afternoon, and the Cats winning by 50 points to keep their finals hopes alive. Can they get there? And Gary Ablett got 5 goals for Geelong. Roach got 4 for Richmond. Melbourne and St Kilda, and it was the Demons back on the winning list at the expense of the Saints. They won by 38 points. Cordner and Regolo, 3 each for Melbourne, and for St Kilda, Tony Lockett finished up with 3 goals. If you're having a bet on the football this afternoon, let's take a check on the dividends right now. And first up, we see the footy bet results. Melbourne, Selection 7, $7.70. Footscray, $15.70. Geelong, $17.40. Hawthorn, $8.85. And Fitzroy, Selection 21, returning $9.15. The others, the footy double result, 6 Footscray, 3 Hawthorn, a dividend of $300.95, and the footy quad this afternoon you required 3 Footscray, 3 Geelong, 1 Hawthorn, 8 Fitzroy, $1,797.05. You're watching Seven's Big League. We'll take a break. We'll be back with a check on the league ladder in just a moment.
Some people leave their hearts here. Some people leave their ills.
Great cities of the world know a great beer when they taste one, and they know Foster's Lager.
Like a cat in the night, the fog creeps over the lights. Foster's Lager, it's got the flavor that's taking it all around the world.
The Mitsubishi 4-wheel drive Pajero. With a 2.6-litre petrol engine or a turbo diesel, it delivers torque as well as power. The Mitsubishi Pajero. Every drive is an adventure.
How well do you know the tax laws?
I didn't know I could claim entertaining my customers and staff at home as a tax deduction.
H&R Block did.
I didn't know I could claim the cost of replacement tools.
H&R Block did. H&R Block know all the deductions.
But call us today. After August 31, you may have to pay additional tax.
One game remains for the VFL field umpires to cast their votes for the Brownlow Medal, one which holder Neil Roberts believes will lack some gloss this season. You can find out why and learn of the footballers who are expected to rate high in the count in the Roberts Report in the Sunday Press tomorrow. And tennis ace John Newcombe will discuss the chances of the Australians at the US Open Championship starting at Flushing Meadows. But he sees the Americans snaring more gold. Don't miss Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
An exploration into the feelings of adolescents learning about growing up. Mike Farrell and Cicely Tyson take a look at Becoming a Man, Becoming a Woman. 7:30 Monday on 7.
Let's take a look at a very interesting league ladder brought to you by Arnott's, who award $5,000 to the team that tops the list at the end of the home and away series. Essendon will win that award. They, of course, play the Swans in Sydney tomorrow, but more about that in a moment. Now, let's look down to 5th spot. Geelong with 44 points. Footscray has the same number, and very little in the percentage there, although Geelong kicking ahead today. There was only 0.9 of a difference before today's matches. Geelong increasing that marginally. Footscray 44, Fitzroy 40. Now, those three teams still in line for position number 5, and nobody else has a chance of making the 5. So it goes to next week. Now, we have one match to complete this round, and that, of course, is in Sydney tomorrow between the Sydney Swans and Essendon, and you'll see that game straight after World of Sport at 5 minutes past 2, direct from the Sydney Cricket Ground. Let's look at the games for next week to decide the final 5. Hawthorn play Geelong at VFL Park, a very important game. Carlton play the Sydney Swans. Collingwood play Footscray, a most interesting encounter at Victoria Park. Essendon take on North. Fitzroy play St Kilda, and Richmond play Melbourne. And of course, Sevens Big League next Saturday night at 6:30. Let's take a look at some more highlights from today's round. First of all, at Princes Park, the clash between Collingwood and Hawthorn, and there were some great goals kicked there. First of all, for Hawthorn, Richardson's kick smothered, and Judge in for the first of his 6. For Collingwood now, Dacos onto Williams for a great goal, and the Collingwood skipper puts it through. DP Domenico for Hawthorn.
Yes. Not paid. DP Domenico, goal number 2 if he's accurate. It's okay from here.
For Collingwood now, great snapshot for goal, and kicked by Dennis Banks. Robertson to Brereton for Hawthorn.
This could be a goal coming up. It is a goal to Brereton, goal number 1.
And playing one of his best games for Collingwood, Richardson, fine snapshot for goal from the left forward pocket.
It'll be a goal. They pile on.
But a very quick reply for Hawthorn, Ken Judd.
Fires at the goals. It'll come around, and Hawthorn.
Royal. Let's go out to the Western Oval now. Footscray and Carlton. Royal.
Left foot kick from Royal. Looks good off the boot. It's a great goal, Royal.
One of Carlton's best players, Rod Ashman.
Ashman swinging onto the left foot, snaps towards goal. It's a nice looking kick from Ashman. In fact, it's a great goal.
Nice goal on the run to Jimmy Buckley.
His opponent picked up by Buckley. Buckley goes towards goal, and there's the one that Carlton needed. The ball.
Les Bamlett's been a much travelled footballer this season. This was a great goal.
From Blackwell he does, from Reed he does. He fires the goal, puts it through.
And also for the Scraggers, Steve McPherson breaks away and puts it through as well.
The game of football, because McPherson fires towards goal and puts it through.
We take it to the MCG now, Fitzroy and North Gotch. Hodgman's been in great form lately for the Roos.
Hodgman going goalward now. It's not a bad looking kick. Is it through? It is. Kick comes
for
up.
North Melbourne, a goal to Larkin.
Through now. The left foot kick from Larkin, not quite on. So yes, it's swinging back. It's a goal.
One of 11 goals to Bernie Quinlan, a club record.
Well done, Bernie Quinlan. Off the ground. He's kicked it.
Out from goal, he has to
from the second quarter, Wilson.
Like Wilson now, picking up with the left foot, stabbing through, and it's another goal to Fitzroy. No, Berry's hand pass.
From the third quarter now, action still from the MCG.
Goal. He did it well too. Broke around 2 opponents, shoots toward goal. That's a nice goal. Through
Let's go back to Bernie Quinlan once more.
Quinlan's a chance to stab at goal. He puts it on its way. It's a goal to mine.
Action from the 21st round of VFL football is caught by Sevens cameras today, and further sport on Wednesday at 12 noon. Don't forget World of Sport tomorrow at 11 o'clock and the big football from the SCG, Essendon and the Swans, 5 minutes past 2. Hope you can join us then.
Half back, but is...
Of $5,000 now. What's
the highs and the lows of round 21 yesterday? It was a bad start for the Hawks and John Kennedy. One broken leg. Down he goes. And it's a long walk back for the Medicos, carrying him off the ground, and bad luck for John. As I said earlier, let's hope he's back in the action again next year, fitter than ever. On with the action. Here's Mike Richardson, Curran Smothers and Judge Goals. He had a field day in front yesterday. For the Woods this time, Dacos taps it forward, gives it to skipper Mark Williams.
On to Williams. Oh, goal coming up for Shaw. No doubt about that. Great play, Maggies.
Obviously, Tony Shaw not too impressed with this decision and having a few words.
Football for Collingwood this year, still appealing to the umpire.
At Green's 4th position.
McGrath taps it on to DiPierre Domenico.
DiPierre Domenico snaps on a goal. That looks pretty good. They're quiet behind the goal, so it's a goal.
ball back.
Mew taps it out.
Mew would have him covered.
Williams taps it back.
Tries to juggle that mark, but it's finally.
And Richardson snaps to level the score.
Picked up by Richardson, a snap at goal. Will it come around enough? It has. It'll be a goal, I'd reckon. A goal. What a beauty. Scores at dead level. Hold the mark. They
But
grab
40
it, they
seconds
pile
later,
up,
Brereton
the ball
pops it
comes
out to Judge, and the Hawks are back in the lead.
The goals. It'll come around. And Hawthorn are in front by a goal. That's his third.
At the Western Oval, the Dogs were barking for a royal performance, and indeed they got it. Brian started them off with a long left footer.
Royal looks good off the boost.
Les Bamblett had a good day yesterday for Footscray.
Recovers beautifully. Can he get away? From Blakewell he does. From Reid he does. He fires the first goal. Puts it through. Great goal. Out here.
Here's Steve McPherson, bursts out of the pack, eludes the tackle of Ashman, and goals.
Because McPherson fires towards goal and puts it through.
For the Blues, it was a case of hit and miss. As we go down to the square, watch the bounce.
Long kick. Purser going back. Will a bounce?
Now, did Kenny get a touch on the foot?
Did you get a touch, Kenny? No! One behind only, and he's saying...
Hunter thinks he did.
Put it onto the boot.
Shows him exactly where.
Madden it goes. Hunter the opportunity now.
Hunter again in the action, this time down to Madden.
Shrugs two tackles.
And they make a bit of a mess of this one. Can he hold it? Where is it?
He gives it back to Hunter.
Back to Hunter, who misses.
What can you say about that, Bob Scott?
Well, down to the game that so impressed Crackers Keenan at VFL Park. Here are the Healy boys combining with Frank Regolo and Brian Wilson, who eludes a couple of St Kilda defenders and goals. Crackers spoke of the mistakes in the game. Here's a bad one from Morwood, a missed kick that goes straight to Flower, who runs into the open goal, and the Demons pop another one through. Healy receives, then just slaps it over to Richards. He goes into the open goal for the Demons. Let's go down to Cadidia Park as the Cats maul the Tigers. Ablett marks, plays on into goal. Again, he was a focal point for the Cats. Here's a beautiful spin out from Buse. Look at him. Twist out of trouble. Now Darren Morgan showing pace. A long shot on the run. Well, here's the pride of the Lions. He wears the number 5 Guernsey.
Well done, Bernie Quinlan.
Let's just watch Bernie Quinlan for a moment in action.
What a goal to Bernie Quinlan.
Toward the full forward area it travels. Another chance for Fitzroy through Barwick.
Again, he soccers off the ground.
Through Burke to the full forward zone. Quinlan's a chance to snap and goal. He puts it
onto the right foot.
Glendinning doing the ruck work.
This time it's Pert who taps it back for Quinlan.
And I think it's goal number 8 to Bernie Quinlan. It is. Oh, one out again against
There's good
Glendinning.
use of the body.
Quinlan used his body beautifully. Picks it up.
This is
on the
number
left
10 of 11 goals. First up, let's go to last Sunday and Robert Dipierre Domenico of Hawthorn. Now Craig Brady of the Swans.
Close, not close enough, and a good mark in the goal square taken by Brady.
And the ball
Now to yesterday's action, Mike McCarthy of Hawthorn.
McCarthy.
Tick of the clock now.
Wes Fellows of Collingwood.
About the same position. Oh, great mark to Fellows.
Chris Mew of Hawthorn.
Collingwood up towards half forward, but Chris Mew for Hawthorn.
For a pass
Here's Russell Green.
He's been well covered all day. There's a great
having a marvellous year.
Green.
Wobbles the left
Collingwood
foot,
skipper
punting
Mark
towards
Williams.
goal. Oh, it's a Collingwood mark.
Williams
decides to go
His
for a
teammate
pass
Gary
down towards
Shaw.
right half forward. Oh, Gary Shaw, a great mark.
Collingwood take the ball
And
out
Mark
there.
Beers.
Chance for Beers to mark. He does.
Now to Carlton's Warren Ralph.
Oh, it's a great mark to Ralph.
His teammate Peter Dean. Again, another one-hander.
And a great one taken by Peter Dean.
Now Footscray's Robert Anderson.
Lovely mark taken there by Anderson. It's for Quinlan. He's
To
got a bit of
Fitzroy,
focal point
Bernie
today.
Quinlan.
And a good mark. Bernie Quinlan, what a mark. There were 3 North Melbourne players there.
Gets a hurry kick down.
North Melbourne's Jim Cracker.
Great mark. Beautiful mark. Jimmy Cracker.
Now Gary Ablett of Geelong. Second one from Ablett. David Simpson. For Richmond, Trevor Poole, number 23. Another youngster, Michael Pickering. And Gary Ablett yet again. Completing our marks, the panel is headed by Peter McKenna. So, Pete, over to you.
Well, Sambo, you were down at Geelong. You must have been very impressed with those marks of Gary Ablett.
Well, I must say I've never seen a man take so many consistently good marks. I've seen him a couple of weeks in a row now, and it is unbelievable. Gary Ablett is a magnificent mark, and those three yesterday were no exception. I thought Chris Mew's diving mark for Hawthorn. You know, usually we take the big high ones, but that was a great diving mark. And, of course, Jim Cracker. He took a characteristic mark of his.
Great mark.
And I would say that if I had to pick one, he would just edge out Gary Ablett. I'd give it to Jim Cracker.
What about you, little hungry?
Well, I didn't take many marks as high as that, to be quite honest, Peter. But Bernie Quinlan, I thought, was a great mark, Bernie, and obviously he took a lot of great marks.
Three opponents.
Kicking 11 goals, and obviously he took some fantastic marks. Jimmy Crackers, I must agree with Sammy. For a little fella, he went over the top of Paul Roos and Grant Laurie there, two big guys. And Gary Ablett, who's just about had a mortgage on the mark of the day in the world of sport. But I'm going for the little rover this time.
Yeah,
so I'm going for Jimmy Crackers.
Come around enough. It has. It'll be a goal. They pile
Ken Judge
the ball comes
of
out.
Hawthorn.
The Judge straightens up, fires at the goals. It'll come around. And Hawthorn by
Peter
Hawthorn
Curran
down towards,
of Hawthorn.
It's Curran breaking clear, a long shot at goal. It's not a bad sort of a kick. It'll be a goal. That's his second.
Banks it
Mike Richardson again of Collingwood.
Richardson. He'll get onto the left foot around Carlton more. Beautifully done. That's a goal, is it? It's close. I think it's there. Yes, sir.
Now out to the Western Oval, and Brian Royal of Footscray.
The left foot kick from Royal looks good off the boot. The great goal, Brian Royal.
Rod Ashman of Carlton.
Ashman swinging onto the left foot, snaps towards goal. It's a nice looking kick from Ashman. In fact, it's a great goal. Base, but Edmonds equals.
Les Bamblett of Footscray again.
Towards Bamblett. Can't take the mark. Recovers beautifully. Can he get away? From Blakewell he does. From Reed he does. He fires towards goal. Puts it through. Great goal. Out here.
Now Steve McPherson, also of Footscray, shrugging the tackle and breaking clear to goal.
Because McPherson fires towards goal and puts it through.
Alex Marcoux of Carlton. He's a great one on the boundary line.
Alex Marcoux puts the ball across, and it's a great goal by Marcoux.
Taken by
Matthew
Jonas,
Larkin now of North Melbourne.
It's Larkin breaking through now. The left foot kick from Larkin, not quite on. So yes, it's swinging back. It's a goal. And the ball's
To Fitzroy, Gary Wilson.
Specialists around the goals, like Wilson now, picking up with the left foot, stabbing through, and it's another goal to Fitzroy.
Back with the Northerners, Mark Archeri.
This Arceri trying to go toward goal. He did it well too. Broke around two opponents, shoots toward goal. That's a nice goal. North Melbourne's first goal.
Bernie Quinlan kicked 11, so it's only fitting that a couple of his should be in contention. Here's one. And another.
One out again against Glendinning. Quinlan used his body beautifully, picks it up on the left foot. And how many is that? Is it 10? 10 goals to Bernie Quinlan.
Now let's go to the game between Melbourne and St Kilda. First up, Dale Dixon from a set shot. A long kick. Just goes over the top. St Kilda full forward Tony Lockett finished the day with 3. Here's 1. The Healy boys are always amongst the action. This is Greg. Back with the Saints again, and Andrew Cross took this opportunity of going goalwards. For Melbourne once again, Brian Wilson. Frank Regolo getting the handball away. Wilson around two opponents, steadies and fires truly. Now down to Cardinia Park. The Cats and the Tigers. First up, Neville Bruns running away from the pack, and here's a long goal. Probably the spin and turn of the day belonged to this man, Andrew Buse. His teammate Darren Morgan charging goalwards onto the left foot. And completing our goals, have a look at this one from Michael Roach. Well, to the panel, Pete McKenna.
Well, Jack, I think you'd have to agree with all modern football. The tremendous skills on both feet certainly show out in this segment.
It was a day of snaps there. They were, I think, some of the beautiful snaps from players. There was calculated ones. There was ones that were very fast and true. Two calculated ones was Wilson and Fitzroy and also Quinlan when they snapped those goals. They put the ball on their foot at the right time, the right place, and judged it beautifully. But the one I liked more than anything, he knew exactly how much pace he had to kick the ball, this fella Bamlett. He picked the ball up, he knew the other fella couldn't get to him, and went a foot to one side, straightened up and went for home, and it was a beautiful goal, well thought out, I thought.
What do you like, Crackers?
I like Marcoux' goal. I reckon that was a very nice goal, and Richardson showed a great skill, but just for sheer magic, I know he's a great little player. Les Bamblett showed a magnificent turn of pace.
Yes, well, Les Bamblett, the ex-Melbourne player, now at Footscray, wins the Midas Muffler $100 for goal of the day, and of course he will go into the competition for goal of the year and a chance to win $5,000. Now let's have a look at it on the replay.
For the Hawks, brushing aside the Cats yesterday, Matthews combines with